The Pakistani military is not just a defense force, it is the state's beating heart, its identity, and its most powerful institution. But it is also its greatest insecurity. In a country with fragile institutions, a broken economy, and a deeply polarized society, the military must never appear weak, especially not in front of its only consistent enemy, India. That is why, after the shocking strikes of Operation Sindoor, when Indian drones and missiles hit deep into Pakistani territory, the Pakistani army didn't respond with introspection or reform. It responded with denial. Why? Because accepting defeat, even acknowledging a breach, would cause a crisis far more dangerous than the physical destruction. It would collapse the myth of military invincibility that holds Pakistan's fragile political and psychological fabric together. India's drone swarm, launched from hundreds of kilometers away, hovered undetected over multiple Pakistani air bases. Precision loitering munitions struck fuel depots, ammunition bunkers, and hardened aircraft shelters. Satellite imagery showed fires at Murid, craters near Rahim Yar Khan, structural collapse at Rafiqui, and emergency scrambles from Sargodha. But the ISPR, the Inter-Services Public Relations Department, issued cold, calculated denials. No military damage. All drones neutralized. Indian aggression repelled. This wasn't just media management. This was a psychological firewall. Because if the Pakistani public were to believe their most sacred institution had failed, the fallout would be catastrophic, not only for the military's legitimacy, but for the regime it supports. Pakistan is not a democracy in the conventional sense. It is a military-led security state. Generals control not just war rooms, but TV studios, newsrooms, the judiciary, real estate empires, and billion-dollar business conglomerates. For decades, the military has crafted an image of itself as the only competent entity in the country, above corruption, above politics, above blame. But that image is under siege. Internally, the country is unraveling. The Tehrik-i-Taliban Pakistan, TTP, is staging deadly attacks weekly. The Balochistan Liberation Army, BLA, has expanded its strikes to even military cantonments. Inflation is crushing the public. Electricity and fuel are unaffordable. And for the first time, the military's aura of untouchability is being openly challenged by civilians. Most dangerously, this challenge is led by the army's former political darling, Imran Khan. Once propped up by the army as a controlled reformist, Khan broke ranks after his ousting in 2022. He accused the generals of betrayal, corruption, and of selling out Pakistan's sovereignty. His words hit hard and they stuck. His supporters, numbering in the millions, attacked military buildings, protested outside GHQ, and demanded accountability from the generals. No Pakistani leader had dared this before. The army responded with brute force. Imran Khan was jailed under flimsy charges. Hundreds of supporters were arrested. His party was dismantled. His name banned from media. Entire provinces were shut down to contain his popularity. Even AI-generated videos in his voice were blocked online. And yet, his popularity remains undiminished. This is the military's deepest fear, a nation no longer afraid of its power. That fear translates into absolute narrative control. Journalists who questioned military decisions, like Arshad Sharif, were assassinated or forced into exile. Many prominent Pakistani reporters now live in the UK, Canada, and the US, fearing for their lives. YouTube channels with critical coverage of the army have been banned, raided, or demonetized. Independent analysts have been abducted or silenced. Even military veterans critical of Asim Munir have been court-martialed. The truth is dangerous in Pakistan, and Operation Sindoor made that danger immediate. The evidence of Indian strikes was overwhelming. Videos from locals near Shorkat and Rahim Yar Khan captured the eerie hum of loitering drones and the thunder of precision missile hits. Satellite images released internationally showed burn marks, collapsed buildings, emergency flight relocations, and disrupted air operations across southern and central Pakistan. And still, the ISPR claimed total victory. This is not stupidity. It is strategic delusion, engineered at the highest level. General Asim Munir, the current army chief, is in a desperate political position. After sidelining Imran Khan and overseeing the most repressive crackdown in recent years, his legitimacy is thin. He is facing internal rifts within the military, criticism from former generals, and a population growing restless under economic collapse. If he admits failure against India, after years of war rhetoric and chest-thumping nationalism, his command could collapse. But more importantly, the the lie of victory serves a greater strategic purpose. It creates an off-ramp. In a nuclear standoff, escalation is suicidal. But for Pakistan to agree to a ceasefire, it must show its public that it has not surrendered, that it has inflicted damage, even if fictitious, that it remains strong. The illusion of triumph allows Pakistan to back down from total war without provoking a domestic meltdown. This is the psychological war Pakistan wages, not just against India, but against itself. The people of Pakistan are fed curated fiction. The generals need them to believe, because when belief ends, the military's absolute power ends. So even when drones are circling over Jacobabad and Mach 8 missiles are incoming, ISPR will say, the enemy has been defeated. Because they have no choice. To admit defeat is to admit the failure of the very institution that defines the nation. And in the carefully manufactured world of Pakistani military rule, truth is not just inconvenient, it is fatal.